Hey everybody, this is Tim from God, Guns, and Good Times. Welcome to video number 2 in my Hurricane Preparedness series for 2016. In installment 1, guys, I discussed with you a cool device by Anchor, which was a portable power device. So when you lose electricity in your house, you can keep your cell phones and tablets and things, your ham radios fully charged and ready to go. Today, guys, I want to talk to you about something way more important. What I'm going to talk to you about today, we can't live without. If we don't have this, we die, and that is water. Obviously, if the electricity goes out, water can go out at the exact same time. So we really need to handle these two things together. Fortunately, we can live without electricity, absolutely. Put some blankets around you if it's cold, build a fire, you're good to go. But when the water's gone, your life is gone. So one of the first things we do when we hear of a potential hurricane or even a northeaster storm brewing around us, one of the first things that I do anyway is I go to my largest bathtub in my house, I bleach it out, clean it very well, and I fill it completely up with water. And I've got a big jacuzzi tub, and I can get probably 50, 60 gallons of water in that tub. It doesn't drain, and we're good to go. And I can use that for something else very important, like sanitation. Because when the electricity goes out, guess what? Lots of other things. Your septic system can go out, and I don't have public sewage here. I have a septic system which is driven by a pump. Once that's out, I'm in trouble. So I can use a 5-gallon bucket of water, and I can pour it in the toilet and mechanically, if you will, or gravity-wise, flush my toilets. Very important, sanitation. But also, water provides the life-giving support that we as human beings need. So what I want to talk to you today about are just some of the things that I have in my arsenal for my family that we will use, and I have used in the past several times when we have a storm which knocks out electricity, which in my house knocks out water. And there's really kind of three categories of things I want to talk to you about. I want to talk to you about fire-based products, I want to talk to you about chemical-based products, and I want to talk to you about mechanical-based products like filters. Now, one of the first things I also do when I fill up that bathtub, guys, is go to your Walmart or your Target or whatever you use and buy water containers. These are made by a company called Reliance. They're called the Aqua Mirror, and they hold 6 gallons of water. And, of course, they don't have those nasty chemicals, the BFAs or BPAs, whatever we call them, in the plastic. So this can absolutely hold your water for months on end, and it's got a nice little spigot here. As a matter of fact, still has a little bit of water left over from the last time I used this winter. We had a nasty snowstorm, a blizzard of all blizzards that blew up the coast here and ended up cruising over to Washington, D.C. and New York and Baltimore. Luckily, we didn't get the best of it, but guess what? My electricity was out for 24 hours, and I had water. I had plenty of water, and I was good to go. So I personally have 5 of these things. I keep 5 of these around, and when I'm filling up that bathtub, guess what? I fill these bad boys up, and I start with drinking the water from here. But then I've got 60 gallons of water in the bathtub as well that primarily I'm using to flush toilets with, but that can also come in handy as well. Now, I will be buying some more of these. I really want to have about 10 of them, I think, because, you know, when I have kids home from college, we have more people here, especially over the summer. I have 2 kids from college that are coming home, so we go from a 3-person family to a 5-person family. And based on the water requirements of a human being, I think I need a little bit more of these. So I'm going to be buying probably 5 or 6 more of these things as well. They're very light, easy to store, and again, you can store these with water in them if you want to. I don't do that. Maybe I should. I don't know. But this is the first thing that I have purchased from Walmart. And they're about 15, 16 bucks if my memory holds me, as of about 2014, 2015. So they very well may have gone up since then. But still, nonetheless, you should have these around. Now, also, guys, what can we do in terms of sanitizing water? Hopefully, we have enough water around that we can get by. But if the water runs out and you have to use a questionable source, one of the first things and the easiest things to do, guys, sorry for me dropping the cup, is some form of a gas stove or a portable gas kind of a mechanism here for obviously heating up water. And these guys, these little tops here, you buy the obviously the containers differently. This is just propane, isobutane, and butane mix. It's called Power Gas, and it gives you what 460 milliliters, 8.9 ounces per pod. And let me tell you, these things last for a long time. And if you want to just make a nice cup of coffee or whatever, your electricity's out, you want to heat up some water for some tea, man, you can't beat it. And these things, they're like $3.99. And they come in these little orange containers. No, guys, they're not made in the U.S. They're made in, of course, like everything else, they're made in China. But you simply screw them on. They've got a little piezo switch here to actually ignite them. You can buy them cheaper if you don't want that piezo thing. But hey, you know what? For $4 or whatever, they're absolutely phenomenal. And all you do is keep these stored. I've got a bunch of these things around. I'm only showing you some stuff that I have. Obviously, with more people in my family, I have stuff for everybody. But it's very simple to use. All you do is you turn it on, a little bit of gas, and hit the igniter here. Sorry, guys, I'm going the wrong way with it. Turning it off instead of on. There you go. Very simple process, and you can obviously put your water in it. This is just a water container, of course, another Nalgene container without those BPAs or BFAs, whatever, and you can sit that right there on your little stove and obviously watch it. It's a little bit wonky, but you can boil water pretty darn quickly and have your nice cup of hot tea. Or forget that, you can just sanitize an objectionable water source, because guess what? Outside, I have a 50-gallon drum that is strategically hidden on the side of my house, and I have a rain gutter pouring right into it. And I use that to water my plants and things outside, so I'm not using my well water, or not well water, excuse me. I'm on public water, and it costs a lot of money to use it. So I can also use that water in a pinch as well. It's tightly covered, but obviously it's rainwater. It has to be sanitized. So boiling water is a quick way to sanitize that as well. And it heats up really quickly. Guys, you can't see this, but on the bottom of this cup right now, it is boiling, and I don't even have this bad boy turned up all the way. So if I crank this thing up all the way, it's going to be boiling rapidly. Now, I don't have a lot of water in there, but the point is, these are really cheap. I mean, the gas container themselves is about, you can get these at Walmart for $3, $3.99. You can buy these things on eBay all day long for like $3, $4. You can even buy like 15 at one shot and get them for about $2. Yes, they're going to come from China, China Post, but guess what? They're great to have in a pinch. So there you go. It's really almost ready to start boiling. I don't want to boil it here on my desk. So let me go ahead and turn that off. Now, obviously, guys, depending on where you are in the world here, that was smart, depending where you are in the world and how high you are above sea level will dictate how long you have to boil your water. Now, where I am literally at sea level. So as long as I bring this up to a boil for like 30, 40 seconds, it kills all the bacteria, all the viruses, everything that I need out of that water will be sanitized. The higher you go up in elevation, you have to boil your water for a longer period of time. And if you just do a search on the internet for your elevation, figure out where you are, and then just do another search, how long do I boil water at this elevation to kill bacteria and viruses, it'll give you the time span. But right here where I am, literally on sea level, maybe even a little bit under sea level, interestingly enough, I just boil the water a minute or two and it's done. You don't have to boil it for 15, 20, 30 minutes. You just boil it and it's done. But again, check your area so you know what you need to do wherever you live. So that's one way. And by the way, you can also obviously get yourself like a canteen like this. These are all over the internet. This is just a German military canteen. I got this on eBay for $7.99. It's brand new. It comes with obviously a bunch of different things in it, but it comes with a cup. You can put that right there and boil your water, boil your soup or your tea or whatever you need to do. Again, guys, if I'm drinking soup, if I'm drinking tea, if I'm drinking coffee, or if I'm drinking water, what am I doing? I'm drinking liquids to keep me alive. So you don't have to drink just boring old water. You can obviously flavor that water. And this is just another great way to get yourself a pot. You know, it's got a little tray in here. It's got a big cup. You can boil water right in here. You can eat out of this. It's a nice little, and it's made out of aluminum. Some people freak out about aluminum, but guess what? I don't want to buy a titanium one and spend 50 bucks. Aluminum, yeah, I guess it's bad for Alzheimer's and so forth, but you know what? I don't use it every day. I have used it, you know, a couple times, but hey, in a pinch, you know what? You're not thinking about Alzheimer's. You're thinking about staying alive. So these kind of things, just do a search for German mess kit. And again, they're like $8, $9, $7, depending if you buy a used one or a new one. Good to have around for that. Okay, so that's the fire and the water storage stuff. But guys, we also have other tools that I keep around. And I've got some notes here because these things are kind of technical. And I don't want to give you information that frankly isn't up to spec so you know what you're getting. But guys, I travel a lot, and you know, I'm a computer trainer by trade. So I'm traveling around to companies and setting up networks and training them in different cities and so forth. And I always bring stuff with me because you never know where you're going to be. I mean, I was supposed to be teaching in Washington, D.C. when that big storm blew up. And I have friends of mine who were teaching in Washington, D.C., staying at the Marriott Hotel where we stay, and the Marriott lost electricity for 4 days. They had no water. And guess what? None of them had any of these resources that I personally carry around, and I bet none of them, at least I didn't ask this question, I bet none of them had a container to store water in. But I always carry things with me. For instance, I always carry this little Sawyer. This is called a Sawyer Mini. Okay, and the Sawyer Mini comes with this bag here. And this bag you could put, obviously, bad water in or objectionable water in. And what you do, very simply, is you screw it in to your Sawyer Mini. Again, this is non-potable water on the bottom. Notice it's got a flow indicator. And you can go ahead and drink right from the cap. By the way, it also comes with a straw. I don't know what I did with my straw. I've never used it, and I won't use it. But it comes with a straw as well, and you can simply drink from here. Okay, so this is a great tool. Very inexpensive. This was like, I think, $19.99. It comes in all different colors if you're into that. It also comes with a Sawyer cleaning plunger as well, because what you can do is obviously go ahead and blast out everything. I can even go both ways with this and clean out by punching clear water through it, through the filters. I can blow all the gunk out of it. I have used this many times when I've traveled, not many, but several times when I've traveled and we've had issues. So this is a great thing to have. It's a nice little package, inexpensive. And let me read you what Sawyer says about this stuff. Again, guys, I can't remember all the specs here. This little filter, guys, will remove 99.99999% of all bacteria, things that we're really worried about, things like E. coli and salmonella and cholera, and even protozoas like Giardia and Cryptosporidium. Again, I'm reading this stuff here, but I want you to have the true specs for this. What this will do, guys, it weighs about 2 ounces, and Sawyer says, and I don't know if I'm going to really trust this. I probably won't have this one that long. But what Sawyer says is this will treat or filter up to 100,000 gallons. I'm assuming if we're taking good care of it and we're flushing all the bad stuff out of it, I'm assuming that's what they mean. But for a light, compact size, I keep this right in a little pack that I carry, just like this, and you can't beat it. If you have a serious situation and you need to drink water, maybe drink rainwater or whatever you need to do to stay alive, God forbid that ever happens, look how small this is. It is a great tool to use. And again, it comes with a plunger, it comes with a straw as well. I have no idea where the straw was. I'm not going to use the straw. By the way, guys, this is just a universal top. You can put this on a 2-liter bottle of nasty water as well and drink that way. You don't have to use this if you don't want to. Now, I also have a couple of these around as well. These are called Renovo, R-E-N-O-V-O, Trio 3s. And these really are the bad boys. I mean, these things are really good. By the way, this little Sawyer Mini, guys, filters 0.05, I'm sorry, wrong, 0.1 microns. 0.1 microns. It's pretty small. This one, 0.05 microns. And this is actually the reason they call it a Trio 3 here, guys, this is a 3-stage water filter. And I don't use these unless I have a real emergency. I've got another one that I've actually used in the house upstairs, but this is just some extra ones that I have. Again, 0.05 microns, an incredible product. These are, as of 2016, about 29 bucks a piece. It's a 3-stage filter. Let me read what it says. It has a pre-filter. And the pre-filter obviously starts at the end, right where you're connecting to your water source. We have a hollow fiber membrane in the middle, and then an activated charcoal product at the end. And again, this is also going to remove 99.99 percent of bacteria, protozoas. But this one goes one step further, guys. This one also will remove some viruses as well. So this is obviously a better product than this, but notice the size may be a little bit more difficult for you to carry around. But nonetheless, you could really pick up muddy water, brown water, nasty stuff, and drink out of it. Go watch a bunch of videos out there on YouTube about these products, guys. You'll see people putting this thing in muddy water out in their yard and drinking it, putting all kinds of nasty stuff in a bottle with water and drinking it, flavorings, and they can't taste it. These are really, really good products. This one is too. I just don't know about 100,000 gallons. That worries me a little bit. But I've got 2 or 3 of these things around. God forbid something happens. And really, there's a couple ways you can use this on the back. Again, it's got a universal top on the back. I can screw it to a 2-liter bottle and drink it that way. I can simply put it in a cup and drink it like a straw. I can hang a gravity bag on top of it like in a tree or something and get my water out of the back of it like that. So you have some options there with those. That's the Renovo Trio 3. Again, just go to YouTube, do a search on them. You'll see people actually use them. To get some more information about those. So that's the mechanical stuff that I use and have. I also have some really good chemical-based stuff as well. The one that I really like, and I've got a bunch of these around, this is called Aqua Mirror. And I learned about this from a guy that has a YouTube channel, and he is I think he's a British guy. I think he's from England. But he lives right outside Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, and he is a jungle guy. He lives in the jungle. He treks in the jungle all the time. I believe he even takes people in and go camping in the jungle. Check out his site on YouTube. It is called Jungle Crafty. Jungle Crafty, one word. He's an amazing guy. He's got awesome videos, and he introduced this stuff in one of his videos. It is a chemical process. There are actually 2 bottles in here, and the end result is, guys, it's going to give you what's called chlorine dioxide. And one of the benefits of chlorine dioxide versus using maybe a couple drops of bleach, when it interacts with water, can push off or kick out a byproduct of some pretty nasty kind of chemicals that we don't want in our bodies. Whereas the way chlorine dioxide blends with the water, provided you do it the way you're supposed to, which I'll describe for you in a minute, it puts off no harmful after effects, I guess you will, any byproducts into your water. The other nice thing about this is when you actually use this in your water source, there's no flavor. There's no nasty taste. So if I use, and by the way, I have these, I'll talk about these in a minute, I've got these water purification tablets. That's going to leave a nasty taste in your water. Now, again, who cares? If I'm dying, I'm going to drink something with a nasty taste so I can stay alive. But the point is, if you don't have to, you don't have to. This stuff, guys, comes with 2 different bottles, and this will treat up to 30 gallons of water. And this is a 2%, and I'm reading here, 2% aqueous solution of chlorine dioxide for use in controlling the buildup of slime in water storage containers. And it says for campers and motorhomes, RVs, blah, 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 all the way down. Easy to use, no aftertaste. And there's 2 bottles. There's Part A, which has an active ingredient of chlorine dioxide, 2%. And Part B, which has phosphoric acid, 5%. And you mix these 2 things together. And there is a way that you're supposed to be doing this. And let me go ahead and kind of read this stuff to you guys. What you're going to do is you're going to take bottle number A first, and in your water you are going to drop 8 drops of Part A. Not in the water, excuse me, in the cap, in one of the caps. You're going to mix 8 drops of A, and you're going to mix 8 drops of B. Okay, and you're going to put those in the mixing cap, and you're going to let them swirl them around a little bit and let them sit for 5 minutes so they can begin to react. Again, don't put it right in the water right away. Mix it in the actual mixing cap that you get here. Okay, after 5 minutes, you're going to have your container of water, 1 quart or 1 liter of water, and what you're going to do is add the contents of Part A and Part B together. Remember, you mix it together, put it in your water, and you're going to shake it up real good, and you're going to let it stand for 15 more minutes. So about 20 minutes total, you're going to have potable water. Now it says here, guys, if the water's very cold or turbid, nasty in other words, you're going to let it stand not for 15 minutes more, but 30 minutes more. Once that's done, you can drink the water. You won't have any aftertaste. And guys, I don't know how to pronounce half this stuff that this thing gets rid of, but guess what? It gets rid of viruses. It gets rid of your viruses, your E. coli, Vibrio, cholera, salmonella, Shigella, Aerobacter, Klebsiella, Streptococcus, Leptospira, infectious hepatitis, Poliomyelitis, I could go on and on, Giardia, I can't read half the other ones here, and viruses. So this is what this guy uses. And by the way, let me just tell you how the Jungle Crafty guy does it. He takes his water first and he boils it. After he boils the water, then he goes ahead and uses this. Or if the water is really nasty and silty, and guys, this guy drinks out of like rivers in the jungle where there's animals bathing and pooping and doing everything else in the water. So he'll boil it and he'll filter it and then he'll put this in. You don't have to do that. Filtering it gets all the particles out. There's no particle filter here. That's one of the advantages to one of these, because this will get the particulate out of your water. Actually, one time, guys, I took a shemagh. I wear a shemagh when it's hot and I go shooting, and I didn't have any water, and I was really, really thirsty, and I went to a stream on the farm where I was shooting, and I got a bunch of water out of the stream. I poured it through my shemagh into a canteen, and then I went ahead and used this. It was awesome. And come to find out, that water, that stream that I drank out of, was downflowing from a chicken farm. God knows what kind of chemicals and nasty stuff were in it. Didn't bother me a bit. So this stuff really, really works. Aqua Mirror. Again, go out and look for Jungle Crafty. Do a search on Aqua Mirror. He'll show you how it's done. Actually, what he does is he'll take 2 liters, and he'll go ahead and treat 1 liter, and he hangs it on his belt, and he'll have 1 liter that's all ready to go. So therefore, he's got 1 that's constantly correcting and fixing itself, 1 ready to drink. When the 1 that's ready to drink is done, he'll fill it up with water and start treating that one, and he's already got another liter bottle ready to drink. Now, of course, he's in the jungle. The humidity's 100-some%. It's nasty and hot, so he's drinking a lot of water. I don't suspect you'll have to do that, depending on where you are, but Aqua Mirror, a great one. Then we also have, guys, these Potable Aqua Tablets. Water purification chemical tablets. This stuff is made out of hydroperiodide, which basically is an iodine-based kind of a product. The downside to using these things are the taste. And it's not going to get your viruses. It's not going to get your particulates and viruses out. But this is just a backup thing that you can have. And the way we go about using this stuff, guys, give me 1 second here. What can we do with this stuff? The only thing we're really doing with this stuff, guys, is you're going to take your water. I'll just read you the directions on here. Add 2 tablets of potable aqua to 1 quart of water. And then you're going to screw the cap on. But here's the trick with this, and I didn't do this the first time that I actually tested these out. When you fill up your water, like if this is the water source, you put your liter of water, this is not a liter obviously, but fill it up with your water, put your 2 drops in, put your top on loosely. Don't tighten it up so much. And the reason is, after you let this sit, and it's telling you to wait for 5 minutes, let it sit in there for 5 minutes. What it's telling you to do next is shake it. With the top loose, shake it. And the reason you're going to shake it is that water that's now been treated is going to go up underneath the cap, and it's going to get on all of the threads of your top and disinfect all of that as well. If I screw this really tight and I shake it, it's not going to get down on the outside threads. Think about that. You go to all of that trouble cleaning your water, and then you just drink it, and now you've got bacteria on the outside, and boom, you're done. So that's what they suggest, and if you go to their website, they really say, hey, follow the instructions on this. Get that iodine, if you will, all over the bottle, and that's the way to do it. So these are real cheap, and I think there's like, I don't know, 50 tablets in here. I use this strictly as a backup. This is really small. I can keep it in my bag that I carry with me wherever I go. And hey, if I need something, or guess what, I'm traveling and I lost it, or the airlines lost my luggage and I don't have this with me, whatever, shame on me, but I can have something along these lines. Again, these are called Potable Aqua Water Purification Germicidal Tablets, excuse me. So, this is kind of my little, I guess you would say, my little kit, if you will, for water. Now, again, I've got a lot more of this stuff because I have more people in the house. But this is really all you need. But it starts with filling that bathtub up with water so you have sanitation, cleaning, meaning you can dump the water in the toilet. You've got your heat source to boil water and to cook your coffees and whatever else you need to do. Really inexpensive stuff. You've got your chemical treatments. You've got your mechanical treatments. The point is, guys, we need water to live. Okay, we don't care about electricity. We've got blankets. We need water. Hey guys, this has been Tim from God, Guns, and Good Times. I know it was a long video. I hope you found it useful. Please like the video, share the video, subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. I'm coming at you soon with installment number 3, and we're going to be talking about some other good stuff, dealing with preparedness for hurricanes as well as northeaster storms. As I always say when I end these, guys, God bless America. She needs all of the blessings she can get right now. Thanks, guys. See you next time.